What is the most valuable thing in the world that money cannot buy? What is more powerful than a human, yet a human can control it? And what is the greatest truth and the greatest lie of life? Long ago, an Arab king asked these three questions, but the answers he received changed not only a kingdom, they changed a man's entire life. Many years ago, there was a powerful king in Arabia. He had everything a ruler could dream of. He had gold, treasure, a strong army, and a vast kingdom. People respected him. Enemies feared him. But despite all this power, the king was not at peace. Every night, three strange questions came into his mind. These questions troubled him so much that sometimes he could not even sleep. He asked the greatest scholars of the kingdom. He asked wise ministers and famous teachers, but none of them could give him answers that satisfied his heart. Finally, one day, the king made a big announcement. Messengers rode across the entire city. They called people from villages and towns. Everyone was told to gather in the royal court. The next day, the king's grand palace was full of people. Scholars, merchants, soldiers, travelers. Everyone stood in the court wondering what was about to happen. The king stood up from his golden throne. The hall became completely silent. The king spoke loudly. "My people, I have three questions in my heart. These questions trouble my mind day and night. Whoever answers them correctly will receive half of my kingdom. But whoever claims to know the answers and fails will lose his head." Fear spread through the entire court. No one dared to speak. Then the king asked his first question. "What is the most valuable thing in the world that cannot be bought with money?" Then he asked the second question. "What is more powerful than a human, yet a human can control it?" Finally, the king asked his third question. "What is the greatest truth in the world? And what is the greatest lie?" The court fell into deep silence. No scholar spoke. No minister dared to answer. Everyone looked down at the floor. Suddenly, a young boy stepped forward. His voice was calm. "My king, I will find the answers to your questions." People in the court were shocked. How could a simple boy solve questions that even scholars could not answer? But the king looked at the boy and said, "If you are brave enough to try, then go. Find the answers and return." The king gave him a strong horse for his journey, and so the boy left the royal court. He rode far away from the city, across deserts and lonely lands. After many hours, the boy reached a quiet desert. There, under the hot sun, he saw something strange. An old poor man was sitting on the sand. Next to him was a dog. In front of them was a bowl filled with milk. The dog was drinking from the bowl, and the old man was eating from the same bowl. The boy felt uncomfortable. He thought this was dirty and strange. But before he could speak, the old man looked at him and smiled. "You look troubled," the old man said. "It seems you have come here with questions." The boy was shocked. He had not told him anything yet. "How do you know that?" the boy asked. The old man simply smiled again. The boy said, "I have three questions. If you answer them, I will give you money. I will build you a house. I will give you wealth." The old man laughed softly. "I do not need your wealth," he said. "But I will help you," he continued. "I will tell you one answer today, the second answer after 5 days, and the third answer 5 days after that." The boy agreed. Then he asked the first question. "What is the most valuable thing in the world that cannot be bought?" The old man looked toward the sky and said, "The answer is time. Time is more valuable than gold. Once time passes, no king, no army, no treasure in the world can bring it back." The boy understood the wisdom. He returned to the king and gave him the first answer. 5 days later, the boy returned to the old man. He asked the second question. "What is more powerful than a human, yet a human can control it?" The old man said, "That thing is the human ego and desire, the nafs. A person's desires can be stronger than any enemy. They can destroy a man. But if a person controls his ego, he becomes stronger than kings." The boy again returned to the king and gave him the answer. After 5 more days, the boy came back again. He looked tired and desperate. "Please tell me the last answer," he begged. But the old man said, "I will tell you, but only if you accept one condition." The boy asked, "What condition?" The old man pointed to the bowl of milk. The dog had already drunk from it. "Drink the rest of this milk." The boy was shocked. "This is the dog's leftover milk." He felt humiliated. He cried, he begged, he hesitated. But finally, remembering the king's challenge, he drank the milk. The old man smiled. "I did this to break your pride," he said. "Sometimes knowledge only enters a heart that is free from arrogance." He returned to the king and told him all 3 answers. The king was impressed. He kept his promise. He gave the boy half of his kingdom, but something had changed inside the boy. His pride was gone. His desires were gone. He looked at the palace, the gold, the power, and said, "I no longer want these things." The boy left the kingdom and returned to the desert. But when he reached the place where the old man sat, there was nothing there. No old man, no dog, only empty desert, and a lesson that would stay with him forever. Because sometimes the greatest teachers appear only for a moment, and the greatest answers change us forever.